Welcome back. Today we're talking about one of the darkest fan theories in anime. A theory so disturbing that it recontextualizes an entire beloved comedy series. We're talking about Crayon Shin-chan and the brother who never existed. Or rather, the brother who did exist but was erased from history. Understanding Crayon Shin-chan. For those unfamiliar, Crayon Shin-chan is a massively popular Japanese anime and manga series that's been running since 1990. It follows 5-year-old Shinosuke Shin-chan Nohara and his family, his mother Misae, his father Hiroshi, and later his baby sister Himawari. The series is known for its crude humor, Shin-chan's inappropriate behavior, and satirical take on Japanese suburban family life. It's wildly popular in Japan and across Asia, though it's often considered too adult for Western children's programming. On the surface, it's a comedy. Shin-chan is mischievous, perverted for a 5-year-old, constantly embarrassing his mother and getting into trouble. It's funny. It's lighthearted. But this theory suggests there's something much darker underneath, something the show has been hiding or trying to forget since the beginning. The theory Shin-chan had a brother. According to this dark fan theory, Shin-chan wasn't always the center of his parents' attention. Before Himawari was born, there was another child in the Nohara family, a younger brother. Misae and Hiroshi adored this child. He was everything they wanted. Quiet, well-behaved, adorable in that way that babies are, the precious treasure of the family. And Shin-chan, barely out of toddlerhood himself, watched as all the attention shifted to this new baby. His mother cooed over the baby. His father came home from work and went straight to the baby. Family photos centered on the baby. Everything became about the baby. Shin-chan was pushed to the periphery of his own family. The psychology of childhood jealousy. Before we go further, we need to understand that sibling jealousy is completely normal and universal. Almost every child experiences jealousy when a new sibling arrives. It's a natural response to suddenly having to share parental attention and resources. In healthy family dynamics, parents manage this by ensuring the older child still feels loved and valued. They involve the older child in caring for the baby, give them special big kid privileges, and make time for one-on-one attention. But what if that doesn't happen? What if the parents, overwhelmed by a new baby or simply less experienced, inadvertently make the older child feel completely replaced? Childhood jealousy can turn into something darker, resentment, anger, and in extreme cases, acted out aggression. Studies of sibling harm show that, while rare serious injury or death of younger siblings by older siblings does occur, usually in children ages 3 to 7, exactly Shin-chan's age group. The causes are typically a combination of inadequate supervision, extreme jealousy, and a child not yet fully understanding the permanence of death. The accident. According to the theory, one day, an accident occurred. The details vary in different versions of the theory, but the core elements are consistent. The younger brother was in danger, drowning in a bath, trapped in a burning room, falling from a height, or some other immediate life-threatening situation. Shin-chan was there, close enough to help, close enough to save him. The baby's hand reached out toward Shin-chan. His voice, whether actual words or just desperate crying, called for help. It would have taken just a few steps, just reaching out, just calling for an adult. But Shin-chan didn't move. The theory suggests multiple possible interpretations of this moment. Interpretation 1, active choice. Shin-chan consciously chose not to help. In that moment, his jealousy and resentment overpowered his moral understanding. He wanted the brother gone, and fate was offering him a solution. Interpretation 2, frozen fear. Shin-chan was paralyzed by fear and shock. He wasn't choosing to let his brother die. He simply couldn't process what was happening fast enough to react. Interpretation 3, didn't understand. At 3 to 5 years old, Shin-chan didn't fully grasp that his inaction would result in permanent death. He thought maybe the brother would just go away temporarily, or that adults would magically fix everything. All 3 interpretations are psychologically plausible for a child that age. But regardless of intent, the result was the same. The brother died. The erasure. After the tragedy, the Nohara family did what many families do. When faced with unbearable trauma, they erased it. They removed all photos of the baby. They packed away his clothes and toys. They never spoke his name again. This phenomenon is called disenfranchised grief. When families feel they can't openly mourn because the loss is too painful, too complicated, or too shameful. In this case, the complications would be enormous. How could Misae and Hiroshi mourn when they might blame themselves for inadequate supervision? How could they process that their surviving child might have been involved? How could they explain to relatives and neighbors what happened without the painful questions and judgment? The solution: pretend it never happened. The brother never existed. The family has always been just Hiroshi, Misae, and Shin-chan. When Himawari is born later, she becomes the first younger sibling. The slate is wiped clean. Shin-chan's burden. But you can't erase trauma from the people who lived through it. According to this theory, Shin-chan's entire personality, his attention-seeking behavior, his constant need to be the center of attention, his inappropriate actions that force his mother to focus on him, is a response to that buried trauma. He acts out because he's desperate to ensure his parents never ignore him again. Better to be punished and noticed than to be overlooked and forgotten. His crude humor and mischievous behavior might be a defense mechanism. Keep everything light, keep everyone laughing, never let the mood get serious or sad. Because serious and sad leads back to that memory. Some versions of the theory suggest Shin-chan doesn't consciously remember what happened. The memory was so traumatic that his young mind buried it completely. But the guilt remains, manifesting in his desperate need for attention and approval. Other versions suggest he remembers perfectly, that late at night when the comedy stops and the house is quiet. Shin-chan lies awake thinking about that day, about the hand reaching toward him, about the choice he made or failed to make. Evidence within the show? Proponents of this theory point to several elements within Crayon, Shin-chan, that allegedly support it. 1. Shin-chan's age ambiguity. While officially 5 years old, Shin-chan's maturity level is inconsistent. Sometimes he's childish, other times he displays surprising emotional intelligence and awareness of adult issues. The theory suggests this is because he's been forced to mature beyond his years by trauma. 2. Misae's strictness. Misae is famously strict with Shin-chan, often yelling at him, occasionally hitting him, depicted comically and constantly criticizing his behavior. The theory suggests this isn't just normal parental frustration, it's unconscious resentment or overcompensating protectiveness after losing a child. 3. The lack of extended family. Shin-chan's grandparents and other relatives appear occasionally, but the family is notably isolated. The theory suggests this is because the family has distanced themselves from relatives, who remember the lost brother and ask uncomfortable questions. 4. Himawari's perfect behavior. When Himawari is born, she's portrayed as the perfect baby and later as well-behaved and cute. The theory suggests this is because Misae and Hiroshi are unconsciously trying to replace the lost child with an idealized version. 5. Occasional dark moments. While Crayon Shin-chan is primarily a comedy, it occasionally has surprisingly dark or melancholy moments. Episodes dealing with loss, loneliness, or family tension are played more seriously. The theory suggests these are glimpses of the show's true emotional core. The meta reading. On a meta level, some theory, proponents point to the series' creation itself as evidence. Yoshito Usui, the creator of Crayon Shin-chan, died in 2009 under tragic circumstances. He went hiking alone and fell from a cliff. His body was found days later. The exact circumstances remain unclear, whether it was an accident, suicide, or something else. Some conspiracy theorists, and I'm emphasizing this is extreme speculation, with no evidence suggest that Usui was working through his own trauma in the series, that perhaps he had experienced, or witnessed something similar in his own childhood. And Crayon Shin-chan was his way of processing it while maintaining a comedic facade. After Usui's death, the manga was discontinued, though the anime continues with new stories by other writers. Theorists claim the post-Usui episodes feel different, lighter, more purely comedic, as if the darker undercurrent that Usui brought to the series has been removed. Thanks for watching, and remember, comedy and tragedy are closer than we think.